Hi, this is Melody with Crew. Today we're talking about using our personal testimony as a bridge for sharing the gospel message. Whether you're on a one-on-one appointment or with a group of students, the story of how God changed your life will pique their interest, build credibility for the message, and naturally lead to a gospel conversation. Before we get started, let me draw an important distinction. A testimony shared to a Christian audience is like a trophy, a witness to God's faithfulness. However, today we're talking about sharing it with an unbelieving student, so we call it a bridge. A tool, if used well, can bring life to hard-to-understand spiritual concepts. Let's join Joel as he meets with a group of football players after school. He's met with the guys for some time and feels like now is the time to talk with them about how they can have a relationship with God. He decided to use his personal story as a bridge. As they're bantering back and forth, he decides that it's time to transition to a story. Transitions can be difficult and a little awkward at times, so Joel wrote out what he was going to say. Here's what he said. As many of you know, I'm with Crew, a youth ministry that helps students understand a relationship with God. But even before I joined Crew, I had an encounter with God that changed my life. It's okay to write it out. We've all been in conversations and wondered how we're going to make the transition from the banter to the real reason we're meeting. So write out what you're going to say and keep on using it until you feel comfortable. Eventually, it will be a natural thing for you. Now it's time to begin your 3-minute personal testimony. Joel shares with the guys for a couple minutes his story of what his life was like before Christ, how he received Christ, and what changes happened. You can follow the same format by thinking through your own story and asking yourself, what was my life like before Christ? And choose one thing and highlight it. How did you receive Christ? And what changes came as a result of accepting Christ? Your testimony is a bridge to a deeper conversation, so keep it short and to the point. And don't forget this, when you tell them about how you received Christ, review the 4 points of the gospel. As Joel is meeting with the guys, he summarized it by saying something like this. I heard that God loved me so much, he gave his only son, Jesus Christ, to die for me. And if I accepted that sacrifice, he would wash away the guilt of my sin, no matter how I misspent my life. What I needed to do was commit my whole life to him by asking Jesus Christ, by faith, through prayer, to come into my life and begin a relationship with God. You can use this or create your own. With your testimony fresh on their mind, pass out a Connecting with God booklet, or have students download God Tools. It's an app, which includes the Knowing God Personally booklet as well as the 4 spiritual laws. You want to give students the chance to invite Christ into their life. Joel wraps up his time by inviting the students to accept Christ. You can say something like this to transition to the invitation. Guys, what I'd like to do is wrap up our time by giving you an opportunity to begin a relationship with God. It can be something so simple and easy. As you think about sharing the gospel with students, remember that your story can be a bridge to that conversation. We minister to an audience who loves stories. Your personal testimony can be a tool, a strong bridge to effectively bring students to a point of deciding for or against Christ. At the first good opportunity, don't hesitate to extend that invitation. For further encouragement, check out crew.org/highschool for the latest training and resources to help you better connect with and disciple young people. Until next time, this is Melody with Crew.